Good day, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we're going to make a cute little pinwheel table topper, just like that one over there, using our Dresden ruler. Now, I did do is this size of the Dresden ruler, which is about a 10-inch square for the use of it. It is from Dresden Star Quilt Company, and it is a layered cake Dresden template. So I also have another one that we've done a few projects with in the quilt shop. It is a big one. I think it is a 20-inch. It is a 10-degree wedge ruler from So Easy Laser Cut, and yeah, 10-degree wedge. So, and I've done one with this one as well. Okay, so it's a big one, obviously, but you know, you can do whatever you like, big, small, whatever. I just wanted to show you it was adaptable. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have 4 pieces of each of fabric. If you want to do two-tone, you can do mini-tone if you like, or you know, just one, but we're going to do it as a two-tone, the light and the dark of the tan and the blue. So I have about 10 inches by the width of the fabric here. So if you had a 2 fat quarters would probably do just fine for the project. I have my Dresden ruler on my fabric. It is doubled up layer wise, so I'm just going to press the ruler down and then trim all the way around it, okay? And I do have it on a cutting mat that I can actually spin, so it's easier to have access to all sides without losing a digit, because we don't want to lose a digit. We are quite attached to them, literally. Okay, so there's that 4 right there. Well, 4 pieces, so that's 2. That's 2 Dresdens right there. Okay, and then we're going to flip our ruler around and make sure we have a great use of fabric space, not waste, right? Okay, so we pretty much got a nice straight edge on that side. We just need to do the 3 others. So, thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Okay, so once we have our pieces, okay, we're going to put the right sides together, okay, so we're going to put them together, and then we're just going to sew all the way around except for leaving a gap right about here to turn them right side out, okay, and we're going to do that to all 8 of them, so the 4 of the light and 4 of the dark, okay. So let's get these guys facing each other. There we go. And we'll just sew all the way around. I do have 3 of the lighter toned ones here already ready to go, and then just the other one to finish up. So we're going to leave a gap about this 1.5-ish, 2 inches. Okay. I didn't do any back stitching because we're just going to stitch all over this anyways as we go around stitching the project together. So this is actually the second time I've done this. We lost the footage for the first one. It was several weeks ago, actually, a good month or so. With traveling and other things, I don't really got a chance to get back to trying to do it again now. That's why I already had some done. Okay, and I'm just stopping about 1/4 inch away from the edges. Okay, and again, this is where I started. I want to make sure I'm leaving a gap. And then what I did is I came in and I clipped the corners, because that is a lot of fabric to try and get turned around. So I just clipped them down, okay, and then same with here, there, and then across the tip, okay, the fabric out there. Hello. Okay. And then we're going to take our, you can either use a pencil, which I found really easy to be able to poke out and you're not actually going to go through anything, but you can also use a pair of hemostats. Now these are ones that love to lock on to fabric or anything really. They're used in surgery and obviously other uses we have found them in the sewing. So you just kind of open them up on the inside and then kind of pinch your fabric in between, and then when you squeeze it, it locks the little mechanism right down there, okay? So just go here, a little click there, and then you just kind of gently pull the fabric that it has locked onto out through, okay? Be gentle. Okay. And I usually find that easiest for the smaller tip parts, and then you can just kind of finger turn the rest. And then I was using either a pencil to kind of, not a sharpened one, just like a blunted one. And I knew I wasn't going to be poking through the fabric, is to kind of just get them out there. And then use the tip of the hemostats. Oops, where's our little gap? Find the gap. Just to kind of poke it out a little bit. Don't do be too aggressive or you're gonna like poke right through your fabric and you don't want that. Okay, just kind of be feeling it. You could use a tip of a pair of blunt scissors as well, even a chopstick or a flattened skewer. Okay, all right. Now once we have those, we're giving them a little press. Okay, to flatten them out. And once you get all your 8 pieces done, I will show you how you put it together, okay? Let me finish these off and then I'll join you. Okay, we're back. We have our 4 of our darks and 4 of our light pieces of fabric ready to be sewn together. So what we want to do is we want to make it sure that it's kind of like a nice little spiral to go all the way around, right? We have all these 8 little bits. You could probably do 10 or 6 or whatever, but you know, have fun with the fabric, right? The point is to be able to use another tool that we have in our possession for more than just, you know, Dresden plates and stuff like that. Okay, so we have our one piece right here. I'm gonna kind of just go by this one for example because I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so we have the dark piece there, and then what I did is I just kind of like folded this fabric across the edge and then used this part as like to come out from that to give myself this piece right here. Okay. So you want to make sure that all like 4 of these pieces to form this pinwheel are all the same. Okay, so we're just going to do that, stack, pin, and sew. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to sew down where it's connected on this part right here. Sew down where it's connected there, and then we'll just end up putting all the little bits together to form this lovely, you know, star shape. Okay, and then it's just the same principle, and then you can put a little button in the top if you like, or you can leave it plain. That's okay too. It just kind of bumps up against each other is a kind of little thing. But you can add some buttons, some sequins, some rickrack, some bells on the tips if you wanted this. I having over like a dining room table or like an entry hall table or something like that. People walking past would make a jingle. You could stack them, stack your big one on top of your little one on top of your big one. Have a nice little display. Put it up on a wall. Hang it from the tree. I mean, there's many different options you could do with it. You could even change it into a hat and be yourself a little octopus. I mean, like, really. I hope you guys do this and have an amazing day. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe and, you know, hit the buttons below. Be good, and we'll see you soon.